Hi, this is English 9A, Credit 2, Lesson 4. We're going to read the enrichment text. So if you go to the next page, read and annotate the article below, which details the public reaction and legacy of the Gettysburg Address below. Gettysburg Address, Public Reaction and Legacy. On the day following the dedication ceremony, newspapers all over the country reprinted Lincoln's speech along with Everett's. Opinion was generally divided along political lines, with Republican journalists praising the speech as a heartfelt classic piece of oratory, and Democratic ones deriding it as inadequate and inappropriate for the momentous occasion. In the years to come, the Gettysburg Address would endure as arguably the most quoted, most memorized piece of oratory in American history. After Lincoln's assassination in April 1865, Senator Charles Sumner of Massachusetts wrote of the address. The speech, uttered at the fields of Gettysburg and now sanctified by the martyrdom of its author, it is a monumental act. In the modesty of his nature, he said, "The world will little know nor long remember what we say here, but it can never forget what we did here." He was mistaken. The world at once noted what he said and will never cease to remember it. So make sure you took notes or take notes and annotate in these couple paragraphs, okay? And we can move on. It's a couple questions you have to answer. So the first one is, how do you think you might have reacted to Lincoln's speech if you had been alive when he delivered it? Would you have found it appropriate for the situation? Why or why not? And this is going to tie into part of your performance test, so think about how you truly would have reacted, okay? And then number 2, imagine you were a journalist in the audience at the speech. On the newspaper cover below, write a headline that captures the main idea of the speech as well as your reaction to it. Make sure the headline is interesting and attention-grabbing. And then number 3, knowing what you know now, what parts of Lincoln's speech were accurate or came true? What predictions did he make that may have not yet come true? So think of today's time, what from what he stated in his speech has come true from the people, and what do we still need to work on? Okay, and then you can move on when you're done with that. This is kind of part of your mastery check. It's worth 5 points. So I'm going to read the top and explain what you have to do. So speeches, essays, and other texts that have great historical and literary significance are called seminal documents. In the United States, the Gettysburg Address is a seminal document, as are George Washington's farewell address, Franklin D. Roosevelt's For Freedom speech, and Martin Luther King's Jr. letter from Birmingham jail. Use the characteristics described below to help you analyze seminal documents. So, seminal documents, if you're looking at the 4 arrows, they have certain characteristics. So they have strong themes such as freedom, equality, strength, democracy, and then concepts such as fairness, justice, respect, honor. In the bottom left, engaging ideas presented in an original way, and the themes and concepts that encourage the audience to take action. Okay. Those are characteristics of a seminal document. So what you're going to do is you're going to go back through Gettysburg Address and fill in the chart below with examples from the speech that support each characteristic. Remember, you can use the definitions and information you recorded in your annotations to help you with this. So the first characteristic is concepts of respect and honor. So you're going to go and you're going to find evidence. So a quote, a line from the speech, and put it right there in that evidence box. The second one is idea of freedom in a new way. And number 3 is statements of actions for the audience to take. And when you're done with this, remember this is 5 points, then you will move on. This next portion is also tied into your points for your mastery check. It's worth 10 points. And so it's your extended response. So I'm going to give you the prompt. Seminal U.S. documents often refer to themes and ideals that are important to the audience they address. What is the theme or underlying message of the Gettysburg Address? Are those themes still important today? Explain the underlying message and the American ideals that the speech discusses. So, I'm just going to highlight that again. What is the theme or underlying message of the Gettysburg Address? Are those themes still important today? And explain the underlying message and the American ideals that the speech discusses. Okay? And it needs to be at least one full paragraph, discuss theme and central ideas, and use proper punctuation, capitalization, and correct commonly misspelled words. Okay, so this is worth 10 points of your packet. Please take your time and do this correctly.